Mataram. Welcome back to my channel, Courtroom Battles. Dear friends, my name is Dr. Tushar Mandlekar and I have created this channel for the benefit of young lawyers and citizens who have interest in law. This channel is specifically created for the purpose of education and creating awareness among legal minds. As we all know, knowledge is the power and sharing the knowledge is the need of the time. We intend to bring interesting videos in future also. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. We have created CPC lecture series for the benefit of young lawyers. Dear friends, today we are going to discuss what is counterclaim. Who can file the counterclaim? At what point of time you can file the counterclaim? What is the meaning of the counterclaim? Please keep on watching Courtroom Battles. Now, what is counterclaim? When can it be filed? What does that mean? Dear friends, Rule 6A to 6G of the Order 8 provides for counterclaim. The defendant can file a counterclaim. Rule 6A to 6G of the Order 8 were amended in 1976, which specifically provides for setting of the counterclaim in the suit. However, even prior to the amendment in 1976, the Honorable Supreme Court in Lakshmidas versus Nana Bhai, AIR 1964, SC 11, allowed the defendants to file the counterclaim and treated it as a cross suit. Counterclaim is nothing but the claim raised by the defendant against the plaintiff in the same suit, so that both the claims can be tried together. It is nothing but the cross suit filed by the defendant, for which a separate stamp duty is also required to be paid. The Civil Procedure Code does not define the counterclaim. It can be defined as a claim made by the defendant against the plaintiff in the suit filed by the plaintiff. It is a cause of action in favor of the defendant against the plaintiff. It is independent and separate from the plaintiff's claim. Some important aspects are required to be kept in mind regarding counterclaim. 1. Such right or claim must be accrued either before or after filing of the suit, but before filing the written statement or expiry of the time limit of the written statement. So, dear friends, you have to raise the counterclaim before filing the written statement or before expiry of the counterclaim, that is the time limit to file the written statement. The counterclaim must not exceed the pecuniary jurisdiction of the court. Order 8 Rule 6A. If it exceeds, then it is not a counterclaim. Then the defendant will have to file a separate suit in a different jurisdictional court. The counterclaim shall have the same effect as a cross suit to enable the court to pronounce the judgment in both the suits. The plaintiff shall file the written statement to answer the claim in counterclaim against him. Rule 6A 3. The counterclaim is in the nature of the cross suit, so it should satisfy all the criteria of the suit. The counterclaim is treated as a separate suit, so it is deemed to be instituted on the day on which it is filed and not on the day when the original suit was filed. So it must be filed within a limited period. The rules for limitation are also applicable to the counterclaim. The cause of action will have to be separately defined into the counterclaim, and the limitation paragraph will also have to be defined. The court fee is also applicable to the counterclaim. What is the meaning of the counterclaim? A counterclaim is in the nature of the cross suit, so it should satisfy all the criteria of the suit and it must be filed within a limited period. This remedy of counterclaim was added in the year 1976 and it is discretionary remedy, but the discretion has to be exercised judiciously. The object of the remedies is to ensure trial of all the issues between the parties at one time as far as possible. In this way, the court will save the time and the disputes and the issues between the parties can be simultaneously sorted out together, parallelly and simultaneously. It can be raised at the time of the filing of the written statement and can be filed with respect to the cause of action which has accrued before or after the institution of the suit. But no counterclaim can be filed for any cause of action which has accrued after the time to file the return statement is expired. Dear friends, so time to file the return statement, as we all know, is 30 days and extendable period is 90 days. So the tip here is, if you really want to file the counterclaim, please file it within 90 days. Similarly, filing of the counterclaim after the evidence of the plaintiff is closed is not allowed. If the counterclaim has been filed at the court which does not have the jurisdiction, then it cannot be tried by the same court. Claim of set-off is never barred by the limitation. Counterclaim may be barred. Dear friends, Section 3(2) of the Limitation Act 1963 stipulates that any claim by way of a set-off or counterclaim shall be treated as a separate suit and shall be deemed to have been instituted. 1. In the case of the set-off, on the same date on which the suit is filed or set-off is pleaded. 2. In the case of the counterclaim, the date on which the counterclaim is made into the court. Who can file the counterclaim? As a general rule, defendant can file the counterclaim against the plaintiff. In Ramesh Chand versus Anil Panjwani, AIR 2003 SC 2508, the Honorable Supreme Court has held that if the defendant is filing the counterclaim against the plaintiff, he can also file a counterclaim against the co-defendants, but defendant cannot file counterclaim solely against the co-defendants without filing it against the plaintiff. So the counterclaim amongst the defendants against the defendants is not permissible in the eyes of the law. The plaintiff has to be added in that counterclaim as the defendant. Now, what is the time limit to file the counterclaim? Rule 6A provides that such counterclaim against the plaintiff can be set up by the defendant. The cause of action to file such a counterclaim may be accrued either before or after filing the suit. But the counterclaim has to be filed before the time limit to file the return statement is finished. It further provides that the counterclaim should not exceed the pecuniary jurisdiction of the court. Supreme Court in Ashok Kumar Kalra versus Wing Commander Surendra Agnihotri 2019-16 Scale 544 has held that Order 8 Rule 6A does not put an embargo on filing of the counterclaim after filing the return statement. Restriction in 6A is only with respect to the accrual cause of action. It means that cause of action to file the counterclaim must accrue before filing the return statement. However, counterclaim can be filed after return statement. However, Honorable Supreme Court cautioned that the defendant does not get an absolute right to file the counterclaim substantively at any point of time. The Honorable Supreme Court has held that the outer limit to file the counterclaim is still framing of the issues. After issues are framed, counterclaim cannot be filed. Now, what are the effects of the counterclaim? Dear friends, as a civil court counsel, you must also know what are the consequences or effects of filing the counterclaim. 1. A counterclaim has the effect of a cross suit and the court can pronounce a final judgment both on the original claim and the counterclaim under Rule 6A(2). Number 2, the counterclaim of the defendant will be treated as plaint and the plaintiff has a right to file a return statement in answer to all such counterclaims. So dear friends, the counterclaim works as a suit for the defendant and plaintiff has to answer it. Number 3, even if the suit of the plaintiff is stayed, dismissed or withdrawn, the counterclaim will be decided on merits and it will be continued. Rule 6D. If the suit of the plaintiff is withdrawn, dismissed or not allowed, irrespective of the fact, then the counterclaim will have to be decided on merits by the Honorable Court, considering all the evidences and the procedure which is prescribed in Civil Procedure Code. Number 4, rules relating to return statements by defendant shall apply to a written statement filed in answer to the counterclaims. Rule 6J. So dear friends, once the counterclaim is also filed by the defendant, then the answer will have to be given by the plaintiff within a stipulated time. So all those rules which are relating and governing the written statement are also applicable to the plaintiff when he is required to answer the counterclaim of the defendant. Now what is the requirement? Dear friends, the defendant has to specifically write into his written statement and mention on oath that he is raising a counterclaim. Exclusion of the counterclaim, Rule 6C. This rule gives the plaintiff a right to apply to the court to restrain the adjudication of the counterclaim in his suit, and that it must be raised as an independent suit. So plaintiff has a right to bring the objection before the court, and if the court is satisfied, that objection can be upheld and the defendant can be directed to file a separate suit. Now, effect of discontinuance of the suit, Rule 6D. The stay or dismissal of the plaintiff's suit does not affect the maintainability of counterclaim, Rule 6E. Where the plaintiff fails to reply to a counterclaim made by the defendant, a judgment may be pronounced against the plaintiff in relation to the counterclaim or any other debt or claims raised by the defendant. Relief to defendant where counterclaim succeeds, Rule 6F. Where the counterclaim or the set-off is claimed in any suit and on the hearing it is found that any balance is due to the plaintiff or the defendant, the court may give judgment in favor of the party entitled to such balance. Rules relating to written statement shall apply to the counterclaim, Rule 6G. All those rules relating to the written statement filed by the defendant shall apply to the written statement to be filed by the plaintiff in the counterclaim. Rule 7. Defense or set-off founded upon separate grounds. The distinct grounds of the defense or the set-off or counterclaim must be stated separately or distinctively. New ground of the defense, Rule 8. Any new ground arose after the institution of the suit or the presentation of set-off or counterclaim is a written statement may be raised subsequently by the parties concerned. Subsequent pleadings, Rule 9. The general rule is that after pleadings are over, there is no subsequent pleadings. But Order 8 Rule 9 says that any submission by the parties to the court by way of or in the nature of the pleadings after plaint and written statement will be called as a subsequent pleading. It is prescribed as follows. 1. By way of the set-off or counterclaim only with the leave of the court. Or 2. By way of an additional written statement. However, the court has the power to allow the written statement or additional written statement any time from any of the parties as the time fixed is for 30 days. So dear friends, after filing of the counterclaim, there is a necessity of the written statement of the plaintiff. Once the written statement of the defendant is filed against the suit of the plaintiff is required to file his written statement to the counterclaim of the defendant. In addition to that, dear friends, the additional written statement is permitted in this particular case where the new facts or the new allegations are levied in the written statement of the respective parties. Now, Subrule 1A and Subrule 4 of the Order 8 says that the document which ought to be entered in the list and which is not so entered shall not without the leave of the court be received in evidence on behalf of the defendant at the hearing of the suit. However, Subrule 4 says that it will not apply to the documents produced for the cross-examination of the plaintiff's witness or in answer to any case set up by the plaintiff subsequent to the filing of the plaintiff or handed over to a witness merely to recover or refresh his memory. Procedure. When any party fails to present written statement called by the court, Rule 10. Where the party fails to file the written statement within a prescribed fixed period, the court may, under the Rule 1 and Rule 9, shall pronounce the judgment against him or against such party as it thinks fit, and the decree shall be drawn accordingly. So a specific power is granted to the Honorable Civil Court by which the court can proceed ahead on the basis of the plaint filed by the plaintiff when the written statement is not filed on record in a stipulated time. If you have liked my video, please like it, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for joining my channel, Courtroom Battles. Dear friends, all your suggestions and questions are welcome in comment box. I will be happy to answer all of them. Please continue watching Courtroom Battles. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.